Downtown Chugiak. We are so glad you're here tonight as your Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks take on their rivals to the south, the Peninsula Oilers. It promises to be a night of fast-action Alaska League baseball. Now the starting lineup for the visiting Oilers. Batting first, number 28, the right fielder, Damon Keefe. Batting second, number 7, the left fielder, Camden Vasquez. Batting third, number 1, the second baseman, Ethan Patrick. Batting fourth, number 23, the first baseman, Connor McCord. Batting fifth, number 29, the third baseman, Jaden Fine. Batting sixth, number 27, the catcher, Jonathan Vila. Batting seventh, number 15, the designated hitter, Drew Thorpe. Batting eighth, number 22, the shortstop, Skylar Messenger. Batting ninth, number 26, the center fielder, Travis Bohall. The starting pitcher for the Oilers, number 6, Ethan Patrick. The Oilers head coach, Kyle Brown. The Oilers assistant coaches, Rolando Sanchez, Ryan Doran, and Larry McCann. Now the starting lineup for your hometown Chugiak Chinooks. Batting first, number 15, the second baseman, Mason Corbett. Batting second, the club, the right fielder, Hayden Keller. Batting third, number 44, the designated hitter, Daniel Freeman. Batting fourth, number 23, the catcher, J. Paul Fullerton. Batting fifth, number 18, the center fielder, Travis Cody. Batting sixth, number 24, the first baseman, Ethan English. Batting seventh, number 31, the third baseman, Jackson Emilio. Batting eighth, number 9, the left fielder, Jake Collins. Batting ninth, number 2, the shortstop, Dylan Gardner. Starting pitcher for your Chinooks, number 16, Trevor McGee. The Chinooks head coach, John Throat. The Chinooks wishes coach, Chris Mack. The Chinooks assistant coaches, Dalton Smith, Roy Hervey, and Sam Potter. And the Chinooks broadcast team, Josh Salem and Wyatt Ewell. Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to stand for the presentation of the national anthem. Please welcome our good friend, Mr. Doug Schaefer. He is Peter Creek's very own Doug Schaefer. Thank you, Mr. Schaefer. Our umpires tonight at home plate from Grand Prairie, Texas, Scott Johnston. From first base, Tulsa, Oklahoma's Marcus Dolan. And at third base, St. Louis, Missouri's Tom Swoboda. Now with a very special guest, with a very special message, here's Chinook Booster Club Vice President Bill Stoltz.
Tonight we have Rebecca, 9 years old and raring to start 4th grade at Homestead Elementary next year, is going to help us get things started off.
You're going to the right school.
Let's play ball.
Well, we are back here at Lee Jordan Field, home of the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. Are facing off against the Peninsula Oilers, and we're getting ready to go. My name's Joshua Salem, and I'm joined tonight by Wyatt Wewell. And Wyatt, you get your debut broadcasting tonight at the same time. You're going to have to be doing stats, but are you excited to do this?
Josh, it's a beautiful day for baseball, and I'm just excited to finally get the technology working so we can get this season started properly.
I know, you've worked really, really hard on trying to get that going for us, and finally it works, and we've got all the cords and necessities that we need. Right now, the Chinooks are getting ready to go. They've got their defense out there, and the starting lineup for the Oilers will come up. It's Damon Keefe, the leadoff in right field, batting second, Camden Vasquez in left field. Ethan Patrick will make the start at second base, batting third. Batting fourth, Connor McCord. as the first baseman. Jaden Fine, the 5-hole at third base. Jonathan Villa behind the plate, batting 6th. Drew Thorpe, the designated hitter, will bat 7th. Skylar Messenger, the shortstop, hits 8th. And Travis Bohall, the center fielder, will bat 9th. They're facing off against Trevor McGee on the mound for the Chinooks. The Chinooks tomorrow will also play the Pilots, and then 2 days later, Bucks for back-to-back games as well on Wednesday and Thursday. So 8 straight home games for the Chinooks. Right now, they are riding a 2-game losing streak, and they're trying to end that today for the second to last time they play all season with the Oilers. Off-speed falls into Keith, and an 0-2 count, no outs. Deep breath from McGee and the delivery. Out in front, strike 3. Damon Keith will go down swinging for out number 1 here in the first inning. It'll bring up the left-handed hitting Camden Vasquez, leads the league, not the conference, but the league in batting, coming in with a above 400 batting average right there at, just under 400 at 397. Yesterday was at 400, and first pitch to him is going to miss inside. He had 1 hit yesterday, an infield single. Had 6 at-bats, though. 2-0 count here to Vasquez. He takes low and away for his second pitch. And Vasquez is a force to be reckoned with as well. That's a strike on the corner. Your umpires for the night: home plate, Scott Johnson out of Grand Prairie, Marcus Dolan, the first base umpire, and Tom Swoboda, the third base umpire. 2-1 pitch. Misses the top of the zone. A 3-1 count here to Camden Vasquez. We'll put up the standings a little bit for you, and that's fouled up and out of play. Full count here, 1 out. McGee already has a strikeout in the inning for out number 1 against Damon Keith. On deck, Ethan Patrick, Camden Vasquez at the plate here working at full. McGee nods, gets the sign he wants, the delivery. Ground ball hit right through the hole between short and third, and Jake Collins will pick it up in left field as Vasquez is on with a opposite field single. Well, Wyatt, we've played 10 games against the Oilers, this being the 10th, and what can you say about Vasquez and why he's leading this league in hitting?
He's a great hitter who just keeps finding holes. Doesn't matter where you pitch him, he's just going to find a place to put it.
Yeah, he's swiped a couple down that left field line that have fallen in. Double play in order brings up Ethan Patrick, the second baseman. He had a huge day yesterday and was a big part of the 5-2 win for the Oilers. He reached almost every time yesterday. In his first at bat, he grounded out to the pitcher, but from there he just took off with a 2-run RBI, double, then another double, and 2 more singles yesterday, 4 for 5. And it almost doesn't get better than that. McGee falling behind here. We'll pause for a second as J. Paul Fullerton wants to go out and have a meeting with McGee. Well, the meeting is adjourned, and so we're back and ready to go here as Trevor McGee still on the mound. 1 out, the leadoff strikeout on 3 pitches, and now he'll work it low for a 3-0 count. Defensively for the Chinooks, it's in left field Jake Collins, in center Brandon Cody, in right field Hayden Keller. 3-0 pitch awaiting, 1 out. Will they give him the swing away here? Pickoff attempt to first, sliding in safely Vasquez. On the infield for the Chinooks, it's Jack D'Amelio at third base. Dylan Gardner at shortstop. At second is Mason Corbett. First base, Ethan English. Behind the plate, J. Paul Fullerton. The 3-0 delivery. And that's strike 1 on the outside part of the plate. I try and live there if I'm Trevor McGee. Try and work in another strike here. See if Vasquez will be running. Delivery here, not going, and it's ball 4. So a single and a walk, and that'll bring up Connor McCord. He beat the shift for the first time as a ABL Oiler yesterday. Hit it to left field and brought in a run. Will he try and do it again here as Chinooks will partly shift him. Mason Corbett playing in the right side, shifting in case of a rollover, but also behind second base is the shortstop Dylan Gardner, still working with Vasquez. McGee, 2 checks, and the delivery. Fastball upstairs. Well, McGee drops his arm every time he throws, but he's been dropping it a little bit more than he usually does, and it's been sailing high. Had a walk to Patrick, and now the Oilers have a chance to bring in a runner. And once again, upstairs. A 2-0 count, 1 out. McGee struggling to find the zone here. McGee a long look in. Ethan English back at first base, not holding on the runner with runners on second. Ball hit hard and laced foul out of here, down the right field line. 2-1 count. We will see Jacob Reed, the pitcher for the Oilers, making his first start tonight in the bottom half of this inning, and we give that lineup as well at the end of the break. 2-1 pitch. Missing the top of the zone, 3-1, in jeopardy of loading the bases here for Jaden Fine, third baseman on deck. Got the leadoff out via the strikeout on 3 pitches to Damon Keith since, and after the single, it's been a 4-pitch walk. Now a 3-1 count here in jeopardy of another here. It's back-to-back walks, and the Chinooks have put the bases loaded. This is the second time Trevor McGee, in his last 2 outings, has just struggled to find the zone. He got an out last time as well when the Chinooks played last week in his start. That was against the Bucks, but just couldn't find the zone. We'll pause for a moment as Chris Beck, the pitching coach, wants a meeting with his pitcher. Some numbers for McGee as he gets ready to go. Bases loaded. Chinooks looking for a ground ball double play to get out of the inning unharmed as runners are at every base. 1 single, 2 walks. Vasquez at third base, Patrick and McCord at second and first after the walks. McGee making his 3rd start. He has a 0-0 record and a big swing and a miss to the right-hander. On deck, Jonathan Villa, another left-hander, so you get the right-hander to strike out for your first out, and then you've got next 3 lefties, 2 walks and a single. And Jaden Fine, now another righty in there, and you take your chances. Try and get him out here, turn a double play. Not one of the fastest guys on the team. The deep breath, the delivery. Ground ball hit to shortstop, backhand. The throw to third for the force out, and a good job to stay on by Jack D'Amelio. But a run will come in on the ground out. Good decision by Dylan Gardner to throw to third, but the Chinooks trailing 1-0 as Ethan Patrick will have to go back to the dugout. Camden Vasquez will score off of the single, and that's where walks come in to kill you. Hopefully the Chinooks can come back from it. Jonathan Villa up next. Jaden Fine, the fielder's choice ground out. Hit hard to the backhand side of Gardner, but able to stick with it. Runners on first and second now to the left-hander. First pitch delivery, and going to work in the off-speed to tail in the back door. But 1 run is in, and an RBI for Jaden Fine. Next pitch, swung on by Villa in the dirt. Good block behind the plate by Fullerton. Chinooks have been held their last 2 games to just a few hits, 4 hits at most, and they'd like to explode like they did earlier this season, especially in their first win, 10-2 against the Miners. All speed, back door, didn't hit. Just a little outside. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Wind slightly blowing to right field. Clear skies today amid the mountains. One-two pitch. Can McGee pick up another strikeout here? The delivery poked way foul as it's the second time we've seen a foul ball land on the other field, and we're just in the first inning. So 1-2 count, 2 outs. This Thursday, if you can't make it out, tune in for Military Appreciation Night. Chinooks will be here at home and again, and off speed, strike 3 will catch via looking. So despite the 2 walks and single, that'll be strike 3 and 2 strikeouts of the 3 outs. Chinooks will have to try and get that run back as we go to the bottom of the first. When we come back, we'll give you the standings and the starting lineup for your Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. Well, welcome back. We're in the bottom of the first inning now. Chinooks will have to try and get the run back as we'll put up the standings for you. And the Chinooks currently find themselves in last place at 5-11. At the top, though, of the ABL, Anchorage Bucks 11-5 after sweeping the Pilots yesterday. Matsu Miners in second place, a game and a half behind at 10-7. The Glacier Pilots are 3 games behind at 8-8, and the Oilers 7-10 after picking up back-to-back wins here. Chinooks would like to pick up one more win, even though they dropped the season series yesterday. We'll go ahead and run through the lineup for you. Mason Corbett leading off, the second baseman and Texas A&M Aggie. Hayden Keller, the right fielder today, batting second. Daniel Freeman, the designated hitter, will bat third. J. Paul Fullerton behind the plate bats fourth. Brandon Cody, the center fielder, will bat fifth. First baseman and six-hole Ethan English. Jack D'Amelio bats seventh as the third baseman. Jake Collins in left field batting eighth. And Dylan Gardner cleans up the lineup as the shortstop from Oklahoma State. They're all facing off against Jacob Reed, who makes his first start tonight in 4 appearances. And Reed, this season, has thrown 9 1/3 innings, giving up 7 walks and 9 hits, as well as 4 runs, all of which were earned in 8 strikeouts for him as well. Jacob Reed coming out of Dana Point, California, 6'2", 185 freshman at USD. Chinooks gave up 1 run last inning and avoided more than that after getting the leadoff strikeout, a single, then 2 back-to-back walks, loaded the bases, the RBI ground out from Jaden Fine, and then a big strikeout against Jonathan Villa by Trevor McGee just finally settled in, and it's just a 1-0 deficit. Ball 1 low. Mason Corbett, the Texas A&M Aggie, has reached in every game he's played in this season. Does not matter where he has come in to play. And ball 2 way out. Jacob Reed almost averaging 1 walk every single inning that he's pitched. Ball 3. Mason Corbett, 1 pitch away from keeping that streak alive. The delivery. And that's strike 1 on the corner. Mason Corbett yesterday, a huge day at the plate. Had reached every time, 2 singles, 2 walks in his 4 at-bats. And they moved him up in the lineup today. The 3-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. It'll work at full. No outs. Might see another fastball here from Jacob Reed after getting one past Corbett there. The payoff pitch, can the Chinooks send the tying run to first base here with Corbett? Try and get a walk or a hit. The windup and the delivery. Poke foul just to spoil it. Good pitch on the outside part of the plate. We'll keep it alive. Mason Corbett, second highest average on the team, 278 infielder, 36 at-bats, 10 hits. Payoff pitch. Hit hard to right center field. It's going to be right to the right fielder. Damon Keith, he drops it. That'll be an error by Damon Keith, in and out of the glove, looking right into the sun, and the tying run is on first base. Had to make a long run, but it was hit well, just tailed down. We actually thought originally that it was going to be going farther. I don't know about you, Wyatt, but I thought that the ball was hit hard off the bat. It was hit hard, but Mason Corbett just missing that one. I thought it was in the right center gap.
Yeah, it sure looked like it was going to burn him through that gap and get at least 2.
Hayden Keller up next. He'd like to get a big base hit here. First pitch, taking, top of the zone, strike 1. Keller, the highest average, 327 hitter, making his 17th start. One of 2 players to play in 17 games, and that is the second is J. Paul Fullerton. Big swing and a miss in the dirt via blocking it, so that'll make it a 0-2 count, no outs. Mason Corbett, short lead at first base. Delivery from Reed here. And it's off the plate, just missing. Via setting up outside, caught it outside his body. One-two pitch, pick off to first, and it hits off of Mason Corbett. So he's going to have to grab his side. Time called by the first base umpire. And a tough break for the Chinooks as that one would have gotten away, and Mason Corbett would have advanced to third base. First base umpire Marcus Dolan giving the courtesy time to Mason Corbett after wearing one right underneath the ribs. Between the ribs and the hip. 1-2 pitch to Hayden Keller here. Hit hard to right field. That's going to fall. Damon Keith will run in, pick it up, and that's a single for the Chinooks. Runners on first and second now as Keller hits the 1-2 pitch fastball, lower third, and inside, just able to get it to right field. We'll bring up Daniel Freeman, the designated hitter. Hayden Keller is something else, coming out of Mendocino College, and he's looking for bigger and better things for his next 2 years. He's done a great job just putting balls in play, and already with a hit today. Usually gets one every game. Freeman looking for a big base hit here with runners in scoring position. Fastball up and away, ball 1. First righty-on-righty matchup we've seen between Jacob Reed and Daniel Freeman. As Freeman will step in. We saw Reed in the 3-2 win for the Oilers. That was in Game 6 down in Kenai. The 1-0 pitch. It's even higher, so we'll go a 2-0 count, no outs. Freeman will look for one pitch. J. Paul Fullerton on deck. Wish we had a picture of Fullerton's face now as he shaved yesterday. Went around and foul tipped. Would have been ball 3, but going to have to work with a 2-1 count here. Reed struggling to find the zone here to the right-hander. Got a little help from Freeman. Tried to hold up, but just foul tipped it into the glove of Villa. Congratulations to Michigan. They're playing Vanderbilt in the championship for the World Series, College World Series right now, and they won the first game 7-4. Check swing, and home plate umpire said he went around. That's would have been a 4-pitch walk, but Freeman being aggressive here is tried to swing through 2 pitches. Trying to hold up both times, and Scott Johnson, the home plate umpire, says he went around. 2-2 count, no outs. Runners in scoring position, first and second. Freeman will look to put something in play. And strike 3. Tough at bat for Daniel Freeman, and now J. Paul Fullerton, the left-hander, will step up. It's just an unfortunate thing for Daniel. You know, he's trying to be aggressive, get the pitch he wants, holds up twice, checks his swing with the other pitch off the plate for strike 2, and would have been a 4-pitch walk, load these bases, but Chinooks will have to play around it. Brandon Cody, the center fielder, on deck. Fullerton waiting for Reed to come set here. And the delivery. In the dirt, gets away. Runners will move up to second and third. And so the tying run will be at third base in Mason Corbett as the go-ahead run moves up with Hayden Keller. A base hit could bring in a run. Now J. Paul Fullerton looking for a sac fly at the least to bring in a run. Tie this ball game back up at 1 apiece. Wind is blowing out to right field. Wind never blows in from left field here with the hill there to block it. 1-0 pitch. Taken low, but strike 1, 1-1 count. Villa dropping his hand to catch it, but it will be the first strike nonetheless. Fullerton trying to get one either to a middle infielder or to the outfield. Big swing and a miss. Villa blocking it up, and a tough break. Change up from Reed. The Chinooks have to put something in play here with Fullerton. Time called. Via granted it by Scott Johnson. And we'll reset. 1-2 count, 1 out. The payoff pitch, 1-2. Hit hard, way foul by the right. Onto the right side of the field. Boy, we've seen the length of the foul balls today. It's almost by the left-handers trying to see who can hit the farthest foul ball. Fullerton will look to put this one in play, though. Runners on second and third. In scoring position, Brandon Coney will get a chance at it next up on deck. Low and away, good take from Fullerton. Tried to work in a changeup on the corner. Fullerton climbing with his average, 195 hitter. Has 8 hits, 5 doubles out of those 8 hits. His brother, Pate Fullerton, has 3 doubles of his 5 hits. Off the plate, full count, 1 out. Has first base open, and Brandon Cody on deck, but you don't really want to load the bases for Brandon Cody with how hot he's been. Cody yesterday struggled to find a base, but the day before, on Saturday, did a great job of getting on in every at-bat. Hit by pitch, 2 walks, and a single. Out in front, and Fullerton will swing through it. It'll bring up Brandon Cody now. Back-to-back strikeouts, and the Chinooks in jeopardy of not getting a run here. That's tough because in those situations, those are 2 at-bats where you just cannot strike out. You've got to put the ball in play. And I know you want to hit it hard, but you have to put the ball in play and do a job to tie this ball game. Now Brandon Cody has to do it with 2 outs. Can he get it in? First pitch, off the plate, ball 1. On deck awaiting Ethan English, the first baseman. The 1-0 pitch. Chopped up the middle. Messenger, 2-hopper, throws across his body to first, and the Chinooks will not get a run in the inning. The leadoff runners at first and second are stranded as we go to the top of the second inning. It's a 1-0 ball game. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Well, the Chinooks unfortunately can't get a run to tie things with runners on second and third and one out. And the first pitch from Trevor McGee here to Drew Thorpe. The 7, 8, 9 hitters in a row will get their first at bat here is a strike. Drew Thorpe, the designated hitter. Pitch missing off the plate and low. 1-1 count, no outs. Off speed, falling in back door for strike 2. And foul tipped there, and so that'll work a 1-2 count. And Chris Beck, the pitching coach, will come over and retrieve the ball. 1-2 count, no outs. 1-0 ball game. The Oilers got a run in the first. Had a chance to get more. That pitch just missing low. 2-2 payoff pitch. Ground ball off of the foot of Trevor McGee. Will throw to first, and great play to rob Thorpe of a hit as McGee will walk it off, and Chris Beck will check on him, as will the catcher here. Good kick save by Trevor McGee. Works in his favor, and he's kind of just laughing it off. I hope he's okay. Hit right off the upper leg of his left foot. And he's just walking it off here. No one warming in the bullpen, but haven't gotten a call just yet.
The trainer stayed in the dugout too, so that looks like it's a good sign.
Yeah, I think he's just taking a little bit of time here to get ready to. He'll take some warm-up pitches, just try and compose himself. You know, a lot of adrenaline in that moment. He'll definitely have a bruise there for tomorrow. Drew Thorpe, one of the top hitters who started out in the ABL, but in the top 5, but has since fallen off, and he gets robbed of a base hit there. It'll bring up Skylar Messenger next, the shortstop. Got to give a congratulations to Giannis Antetokounmpo, third youngest player to win the MVP in the NBA since 1980, behind Derrick Rose and LeBron James. Wyatt, you're a basketball guy a little bit. I'm just messing with you. Not at all.
Not at all.
But you are a cricket guy.
I don't follow it enough to know anything.
But you are a cricket guy.
I am that.
Yeah, Wyatt, as the first pitch is strike 1 on the off-speed to Messenger, Wyatt is correct me if I'm wrong, if I get the term wrong, but a spinner in cricket.
Correct,
of the
yes.
Bowlers.
Yes.
And that means he's a pitcher, so that pitch is going to miss off the plate. A 1-1 count. They don't call them pitchers in cricket, do they?
No, they're bowlers.
Bowlers, yes.
Bowlers. Pace and spin are the two different types.
And you are the spin.
I do the spin.
Yes. Pace meaning they throw harder?
Yes.
All right, I know a little bit about cricket. And a 2-1 count, as the off-speed misses away. It's 3 straight off-speed pitches with 1 out here to Skylar Messenger. Messenger offensively this season is hitting 169, has 11 hits. And he'll poke one to right field. Coming in on it, Hayden Keller. He'll dive, but it'll fall in front of him on a single. That's the second hit for the Oilers today, and it will get a runner on base here as Drew Thorpe grounded out early, but now the second hit puts a runner on with 1 out in the top of the second. Travis Bo Hall, the center fielder, will come up next. We saw him yesterday, first time he played against the Chinooks. His first pitch is swung on and foul tipped out of play. Bo Hall this season, 188 hitter, just a few strides above Messenger. Bo Hall 3 hits in 16 at-bats, 3 runs scored as well. 3 RBIs and 2 walks, 1 hit by pitch. Nice and easy pickoff attempt over. Messenger sliding in safely. Messenger has 1 stolen base and has not been caught stealing this season, 1 for 1. Chinooks looking for a big double play. Messenger will not go. The off-speed falls in at the lower third of the strike zone. 0-2 count, 1 out. It's good to see McGee settling in here after giving the single and then back-to-back walks up in the first inning. Chinooks were unable to get a run across with their leadoff Mason Corbett reaching by an error from Damon Keith in right field, and then Hayden Keller singled, put runners on first and second. Runners advanced on a wild pitch, and from there just couldn't get in a run. 2 back-to-back strikeouts. 1-2 count, 1 out, as that was the first pitch, missing upstairs, ball 1. Still in a 1-0 ball game. And poke to the first base side, foul. Ethan English thought about grabbing it, but it'll just go to the bullpen. Slight action in the bullpen for the Oilers, but they're not trying to bring in anybody anytime soon. Reed in the first inning, pitching around that hit and error, excuse me. Messenger, good lead at first. Not going. Off speed, poked foul. So we'll keep it a 1-2 count here. We've seen some good at-bats, Wyatt, in the last few games between these two teams.
We really have. Both pitchers in the first inning threw over 25 pitches.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't even think about that.
And only 1 run was scored, so.
That is crazy. Both pitchers pitching around it. Pickoff attempt at first, sliding in safely Messenger. And when you're sliding into first base on a pickoff attempt, you're trying to hit the backside of the bag so as not to be caught. It's much harder for the tag to be laid down to the backside. You got a little bit more time, and time is everything when you're on the bases. Off speed, left up, and over the middle of the plate, Bohall, the base hit to left field. Messenger will move to third. The throw is cut. The throw to second, and that's going to be a double in favor of Bohall. He was hustling all the way, and I think that Cody should have just gone ahead and thrown it to second base there. Keep the double play in order, and now you got to pitch around it with Damon Keith, who struck out in the first. We saw Cody picked it up, tried to throw to third, but it was cut off by Gardner. I think he should have just gone to second base, thrown it to Mason Corbett. Would have had an easy out. Bohall, as soon as he recognized that the throw was to third base, he took off for second. That's a heads-up play, and he turned it into a double. Back-to-back hits. Messenger the single to right field. Bohall hitting a hung off-speed pitch down the middle to left center, and now Keith is up next. Struck out swinging in the first. First pitch swinging here, and he'll foul it back to the left side. Chinooks trying to avoid giving up an insurance run to the Oilers here, especially with Vasquez, who singled in his first at-bat. He's on deck. Pop up into center field. Brandon Cody will come in, and he's going to make the catch. They will tag to third base, and both runners will move up. Bohall showing off the speed, and that's where back-to-back hits will put in a second run, and Chinooks wishing they had gotten a few runs in the bottom of the first. Now it's 2-0. RBI sac fly from Damon Keith. Oilers have the best hitting average in the league, but nowhere near the Chinooks in RBIs. Inside, and that's going to just miss Camden Vasquez. Travis Bohall making it to third. Runners on third base only. And Camden Vasquez is looking for an RBI here. The pitch. Fastball upstairs, 2-0 count. Big pitch awaiting. Can't give him anything too close to the plate. Vasquez waiting for it, and he'll swing on it. Cap one to the right side. It just gets past the glove of Mason Corbett, who was shading up the middle. And so that'll make it a third run. It's 3-0. The Oilers are ahead of the Chinooks. And with Vasquez's speed, it's almost like that play, you're not going to have any chance of getting him out. So after getting the leadoff out, 2 hits and then a sac fly, and now it's a 3-0 ball game. We'll see if Camden Vasquez tries to swipe a bag, getting scoring position. He runs there. He's going to be thrown down to second base. The tag applied, and he's out. So Camden Vasquez will be thrown out to end the inning, and just the first time in 6 tries that Vasquez has been thrown out. It will end the inning, but now it's a 3-0 ball game. The Oilers get 2 more as we'll go to the bottom of the second inning. When we come back, it's English, D'Amelio, and Collins. We'll try and get it started for the Chinooks. Well, Ethan English will lead off the bottom of the second. It's 3-0. Chinooks gave up 1 in the first, 2 in the top half of this inning, and now they're trailing 3-0. Couldn't get anything going in the first to come in and score. Had runners in scoring position at second and third, 1 out, and just couldn't get him in. First pitch hit hard to left center field. That's going to be on a ride, and that'll be extra bases. Ethan English hustling around. He'll have at least 2, and he'll have a stand-up double. As Bohall picks it up in center, second hit for the Chinooks, and it brings up Jack D'Amelio, the middle infielder and third baseman tonight for the Chinooks, coming from the Bay Area. And what a ride Ethan English gave that ball. Chinooks need to start taking strides to getting back in this ball game, down 3 runs, and it starts with Jack D'Amelio here and Ethan English's leadoff double. First pitch he saw a fastball, and now D'Amelio will look for a base hit. Fastball in the corner, strike 1 from Jacob Reed. Jacob Reed, 2 strikeouts, 1 hit, no walks, no runs in the first inning. The last 3 games where the Oilers have played the Chinooks, they've out-hit the Chinooks. Inside, too far, 1-1 count, no outs. Jake Collins, the left fielder, on deck as the first right-hander to reach for the day for Ethan English on a Chinook. Big lead out there as Ethan Patrick has him a few steps, and he'll retreat back to position. Way off the plate, 2-1 count to Jack D'Amelio. D'Amelio and I, it's weird calling him D'Amelio since we're roommates this summer, but proper etiquette as a broadcaster, I guess you'd say. Wyatt's learning from me a little bit, but he also has heard me for 16 games, and he's probably tired of that. That's strike 2, as it'll just graze the inner half, 2-2 count. Wyatt, you think you're tired of hearing me for the first 16 games? Or,
Not quite, but we'll see. Talk to me again in a few weeks.
We got 44 games this summer. Each team Chinooks will play 11 times for 44 games. D'Amelio, 2-2 count in the dirt. Good take. Full count awaiting, no outs. D'Amelio's approach, you got to go to the right side here. Try and poke something to that side. Bring up Jake Collins and give him a sac fly here. And then defensively and pitching-wise, you got to limit hits and limit runs. And then when you have runners in scoring position, you got to compete and find a way to get the ball in play. 3-2 pitch. Inside, ball 4. D'Amelio will walk too far in. And a good try by Jacob Reed, but he'll give up his first walk. Runners on first and second now. Brings up Collins. No outs. Dylan Gardner on deck. So do you bunt with Jake Collins here? What do you think, Wyatt?
Down a couple of runs early, it wouldn't be a bad idea.
At the rate the Oilers are going with 3 runs here, I probably would try and poke it to first base side or third base side. Bunt shown, pulled back, strike 1 on the corner. You got Connor McCord shading at first base side, and he's in front and has a chance to get the out at third base. Ethan English at second, led off with a double. Then Jack D'Amelio drew his walk. D'Amelio has reached in every game he's played so far. Collins showing bunt, the delivery. Bunted laid down and right back into Jake Collins. So tough break for the Chinooks as the runners will have to retreat back, and now Collins will look to still get a job done, put something in play. Signs given from John Groth, the head coach for the Chinooks and third base coach today. Sam Potter coming out of Ecclesia College, the first base coach today for the Chinooks. At my college, Ouachita Baptist University, we actually played Ecclesia College, and we will play them next year, I believe. 0-2 count, no outs. Foul tipped into the mask of the home plate umpire, Scott Johnson. He's okay. Jay Collins will give him back that ball as a memoir. If he's not feeling it in the headache, he will definitely remember it with that baseball. Oh, 2 count, no outs. Let's see if Jacob Reed tries to spoil a pitch here. Delivery. Chop to the left side. Jaden Fine, hard charging. He'll struggle to get it out, and it's scooped up by Connor McCord. So, regardless, bunt or a ground out works to move up some runners, and it'll bring up Dylan Gardner, who will try and bring in the first run for the Chinooks with runners on second and third and one out here in the bottom of the second inning. Same situation we were in the first. It was back-to-back strikeouts. Can Jacob Reed get out of it again, or can the Chinooks plate their first run? Good play by Jaden Fine for out number one of the inning. Good scoop over there at first base as well. Fine thought about trying to go to second, keep the double play in order. D'Amelio sliding in safely and just couldn't get it out. Threw a tough pick to McCord, but he's able to pick it out. First pitch here in the dirt, and Gardner moves his feet out of the way of it. Mason Corbett on deck, reached in his first at bat. Hit one hard to right field, and it was dropped by Damon Keith. Gardner yet to get a hit this season in 11 at-bats. He's trying to pick up one here for his first. Ball two, way off the plate, 2-0 count, one out. First base is open, but you don't want to face the top of the order coming back around with Mason Corbett and Hayden Keller. Take your chances with the Oklahoma State Cowboy, and that Cowboy's due for a hit right here. Can he hit one out of here for his first hit? He may not even get the chance. It's 3-0 count. Fastball missed in, low and inside for ball one. The next two pitches, fastball's way off the plate. 3-0 count, one out. Payoff pitch. And ball four. So bases are loaded here as Dylan Gardner will draw a walk. As the third walk drawn from him. And when he is walked, he's also got one hit by pitch. But when he is walked, he has come around to score. So that's a good sign for the Chinooks. He serves as the tying run right now. And left-hander Mason Corbett will come up next. Corbett, second highest average, 278, reached via the error earlier. Does have 2 RBIs. Can he pick up another here or a few more? Inside, and it'll be a hit by pitch, so the first run will come in as it just grazed Mason Corbett. Jacob Reed will laugh it off at the home plate umpire, Scott Johnson, but the tying run will move up to third base, and Jack D'Amelio moves up to second.
That is one way to get an RBI.
It is. That's a good RBI right there for Mason Corbett as he walks down to first base. At second, Dylan Gardner. And Jacob Reed falling back in right now. Hayden Keller, the single in his first at-bat. He'll take ball one well off the plate. We've got a leadoff double from English, who comes in to score the first run. Jack D'Amelio at third base after walking. Jake Collins the ground out to put runners on second and third. And then Dylan Gardner ends up walking. Now a hit by pitch with one out in the inning. Hayden Keller, the right fielder, singled in his first at-bat. A base hit here will put runners coming around to score and potentially the tying run in Dylan Gardner.
And while we got a second, we'll update you on the other game tonight. The Miners are leading the Bucks 1-0 early in the bottom of the third inning. I think the Pilots are probably happy that they have the night off after playing 4 games in 2 days. Yeah,
back-to-back days of double headers. I believe the first day was against the Miners, and they won both those games. They lost both yesterday to the Bucks.
That's a long couple of days.
For sure. And it's going to be a long season as well, as we're only into Game 17 for the Chinooks. Poked up and in foul territory. Will Jaden Fine be able to get there? He's in foul territory, makes the grab. And that's unfortunate for the Chinooks as it'll bring up Daniel Freeman now the 3-hole, but Hayden Keller flying out in foul territory. Keeps the bases loaded. And if I was Keller, I would have waited till a strike had been thrown to me off of a walk and then a hit by pitch. He's struggling here. Now he's got the bases loaded. Chinooks have a chance to just give a freebie to the Oilers here. Pitch off the plate, ball one. Good take from Freeman. Freeman struck out looking in the first for out number one. Catcher sets up away, and next pitch is going to catch Freeman way out in front. Worked in a changeup. Freeman, a 200 hitter. 8 hits this season. And unfortunately, he has not had a hit since June 16th, last week against the Oilers down in Kenai. Or 2 weeks ago, excuse me, down against the Oilers in Kenai. Two-one pitch. He's got the advantage here. Can he bring in 2 runs? It's well off. 3-1 count. A walk will bring in a run. And Freeman will look for a pitch here that he can just hammer. Big gap between left and center field. The 3-1 payoff pitch. It misses, and that'll walk in a run. As the second run comes in, RBI for Daniel Freeman. J. Paul Fullerton struck out swinging in his first at bat, and the inning continues here. Can the Chinooks blow it open down a run 3-2? And that's what I was saying of why I thought that, with Hayden, how well he's been hitting, best hitter on the team for the Chinooks, I thought he should take a second and wait till he sees a strike and ultimately charges at one that was towards the outside part of the plate and just pokes it right into the glove of Jaden Fine in foul territory. Right now there's a meeting on the mound with Jacob Reed. No Oiler warming up here in the second inning. And Oilers still have a 1-run lead after giving up 2 here. But Chinooks have been able to match the 2 runs they gave up in the top half of the inning. They're looking for a third here to tie things up, if not a base hit from J. Paul Fullerton. He had the RBI double. I believe that was 2 games ago on Saturday when Fullerton hit that double off the wall. Brought in the 2 runs. And Scott Johnson out to break up the meeting. Base is still loaded here. Fullerton at the plate. Wyatt, what would you expect here to be thrown to J. Paul Fullerton?
I think he's got to throw him fastballs. You got to find the zone somehow.
I think you're absolutely right, and I think although you don't want to, maybe you try an off-speed pitch, first pitch, but I think you look with a fastball. Throws one down the middle. It's skied to left field. Camden Vasquez, a few hard steps in, and will make the grab. So the Chinooks get 2 runs, but could have been way worse. Try and get a couple more, and unfortunately, they do not. That would have been a sac fly. Could have turned out to it, but unfortunately, it's 3-2. Chinooks trail by a run, but they get 2 runs, and that's the big thing. Trevor McGee and the defense coming back out looking for a 0 this inning against the Oilers hitting. When we come back, we'll be 3-4-5, Ethan Patrick, Connor McCord, and Jaden Fine for the Oilers. Trevor McGee is back and ready to go for the 3rd inning on the mound. And his first pitch is going to be strike 1 at the lower third to Ethan Patrick, who walked in his first at bat. And the off-speed pitch will miss there. It'll be a 1-1 count. So we are down in the tied up with the count, 1-1 count, no outs, and the windup and the next pitch. Big swing and going to get a piece of it as it's foul tipped. Patrick did not come around to score in the first, and it's been the same way for both teams. They've had runners in scoring position, just haven't been able to get them in. So it's a 3-2 ball game. The Oilers still currently leading the Chinooks, but the Chinooks climbed back with 2 runs last inning. Pokes one foul, just good pitch to spoil it. Kyle Brown, the head coach for the Oilers, was ready to go on the third base side and didn't get a chance at it. Rolando Sanchez, the assistant coach and first base coach today. Grounded to the right side, fielded and throw to first as that'll be a ground out. Ethan Patrick to Trevor McGee for out number 1 here in the third inning. Chinooks have been able to get the first out of every inning so far. Can they get the second here? Wind up here to Connor McCord, and he'll take strike 1 via the curveball. And McGee has been very consistent with the off-speed. It's the fastball that's gotten him in a little bit of trouble. That pitch just missing a little low. It'll be a 1-1 count, 1 out here. And chopped foul again. Good job to get ahead. Good play by whoever just came out of the dugout for the Oilers. Now they'll just chop it down towards McKay, who comes out of the dugout. Saw Jonathan yesterday. Or excuse me, Taylor. Yeah, John McKay. Yeah, I saw John yesterday. Ground ball, broken bat up the middle. It'll be fielded and thrown to first. Going to get him by a step as the play is made from Mason Corbett. Midway up the bat, trying to beat the shift, and the second out made. Dylan Gardner, the shortstop, was right behind Mason Corbett, wanted to make the play, but didn't get a chance at it. Jaden Fine up next. Fine, the RBI ground out to third base, or excuse me, to shortstop. Dylan Gardner in his first at bat. Ball 1 is just a little low and away. Tried to work in the off speed off the corner, and Jonathan Villa struck out in his first at bat looking. He's on deck. Poke to right side, and that's going to be a base hit. Hayden Keller will pick it up, and Fine will reach for the second time today, this time with a single. So the inning continues here. Jonathan Villa will be up next. Jaden Fine this season hitting 135, but just picked up his 8th hit, has 1 double, 4 RBIs, and picked up the 5th earlier. First pitch is thrown and away. The throw to second base. The tag lay down, and he's out. Second time that the Chinooks have thrown out the runner in back-to-back innings, and Jaden Fine caught stealing. Fastball was thrown away, and I guess Jaden thought that the pitch was thrown out, like thrown to the backstop. It was not this time, and Fine caught on the tag out. As Fine this season did have 2 stolen bases. He's caught for the first time, as is Camden Vasquez on great throws from J. Paul Fullerton. When we come back, it's 3-2. Chinooks will have Brandon Cody up, Ethan English, and Jack D'Amelio for their second time around, and Chinooks looking to come from behind in this one. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Brandon Cody will lead off the inning here, grounded out to shortstop to end the first inning. But he's at the plate now, and he'd like to get the scoring going again for the Chinooks. They got 2 last inning and had a chance in the first 2 innings to get some more. They haven't been able to do that, and they'll have to build from it here. Can't undo the pass, but you got to work towards it here. Ethan English doubled in his first at-bat, and he's awaiting on deck. Wants to have Brandon Cody on any way he can. 1-1 count. Fastball missed low. Last inning was 3 walks, 1 hit by pitch, 1 hit, 2 runs, no strikeouts for Jacob Reed. And that pitch just misses low. Wind still blowing out to right field. It will probably slightly blow out to right field for the remainder of this game. The 2-1 pitch. And that's strike 2. Top of the zone. Outside pitch. A pitcher's pitch by Jacob Reed. And it leaves it open to throw anything here to Brandon Cody. Chinooks a perfect inning in the top half of the inning defensively. Up and inside, and we'll have to fix the camera on that one as it'll send Ethan English over. Fastball is thrown way in, trying to work it inside and getting out of the way of it. Brandon Cody, the 3-2 pitch. Capped foul off of the ankle, and that does not feel good. Cody just having a tough time trying to stand right here on it. As it almost sometimes feels like you're twisting your ankle. You hit it so hard right into it. That's why you see the big leaguers many times wear an ankle guard, and you got a 3-2 count here, no outs. Cody going to get claps here from the fans for smashing one right against his ankle, trying to take all the time he needs here. He'll have to work with a full count pitch. Well, we haven't seen the trainer come out just yet, and Reed is warming up with the second baseman, Ethan Patrick. Brandon Cody coming out of Biola University, trying to tough it out here. Cole Bryan, the trainer for the Chinooks. Might as well just say his last name's Brian and his first name's Cool, because we were trying. I can never remember his last name, but we just call him Cool Bryan. The 3-2 pitch. Check swing there, and it'll be fouled back. And here's the problem. If Brandon Cody can stay in this game, he's the center fielder for the Chinooks. You do have Jess Davis, who could potentially play today if you need to. If Brandon Cody can't continue, his family came up to see him this weekend. 3-2 pitch again, and foul tipped here on the strikeout. And Brandon Cody's just not the same right now. He's limping all the way back to the dugout here.
He's definitely feeling that one.
Yeah, for sure. I hope he's all right. He's gonna have to have a talk with Cole Bryan. And now the third strikeout for Oilers pitcher Jacob Reed will start off this inning.
And if Brandon does have to come out of this game, the replacement will have to be Jess Davis, because Trevor Cho had to bounce because of an allergy attack earlier in the game.
Yeah, and along with that, Joe Brazil as well, who wouldn't be playing in the outfield, but Brazil just having he just doesn't feel well enough to play today as well, and so said he had a crick in his neck, and so because of that he can't play. But 2-0 count, 1 out, and I've had quite a few of those myself. And that pitch, fastball corner, 2-1 count, 1 out. On deck is Jack D'Amelio, who walked in his first at bat. English doubling to deep left center field all the way to the wall. The 2-1 pitch here. Big swing, a 2-2 count, 1 out. Chased one a little further out. Might have been ball 3. Gonna have to try and put something in play here as Cody struck out swinging in the first. Out of the inning, and just poking it out of play to spoil it. Ground ball, 2-hopper to Skylar Messenger. Throws the first, and will catch Ethan English by a step. Two quick outs brings up Jack D'Amelio. Scott Johnston calling back to the dugout for the Chinooks that he needs some more baseballs. Chinooks have been fouling off a couple here in this inning. Pate Fullerton actually went out to warm up a little bit. Ground ball through the hole by Jack D'Amelio. He picks up his second hit as a Chinook. And so he's on for the second time today, having a good day at the plate. Jake Collins will come up next. Collins a ground out to third base for out number 1 back in the second. As D'Amelio just takes it where it's pitched and splits the gap between short and third for the third hit of the ball game for the Chinooks. Well, by this time in the last 2 games, the Chinooks had only had 1 hit. Poked foul first pitch. Seeing some more aggressive bats today by the Chinooks, by the majority of the players. Coach Groth talked about that to them. What was the difference in the 5-2 loss yesterday? And that's strike 2 on the outside part of the plate. Collins will have to grind with 2 strikes against him here. In the top of the 4th inning next, it'll be 6, 7, 8 via Thorpe and Messenger. But the Chinooks trying to keep this inning alive. The 0-2 pitch. Up and inside, good hold from Collins. Collins, 171 hitter, is got 6 hits this season, 2 of which has been a double. 4 runs scored. Cap to the glove and bobbled. It's going to be a tough play. Is Collins going to be safe? He is. That goes as a base hit, as it was hit and bobbled by the pitcher, Jacob Reed. So the tying run will move up in scoring position with Jack D'Amelio on back-to-back hits.
That's just a tough play for a pitcher to make, and once he attempts it, it's too late for the second baseman to get there too. So base hit for Jake Collins on that good hustle play.
Yeah, Ethan Patrick was right behind it, but with the base hit now, it puts runners in scoring position. Dylan Gardner swinging. He's got to hit one hard to center and right to Bohall, as we thought that was going to be his first base hit for Dylan Gardner, but instead it's a line out, and the Chinooks will strand 2. Jack D'Amelio and Jake Collins hit well by Dylan Gardner, but unfortunately Chinooks will still stay behind by a run. When we come back, Via, Thorpe, and Messenger will head to the plate for the Oilers. Or back and ready to go. Chinooks unable to get a run last inning with 2 outs. Hit hard to deep right field, and that's going to be off of the bottom of the wall. Davis came in for Brandon Cody, and Villa with the leadoff first pitch double from Trevor McGee. That is the second extra base hit we've seen now for the Oilers. Bohall had a double to left field, and then left center field, and then now to center just off the bat. First pitch sitting on it via crushing one. So that'll bring up Drew Thorpe, who grounded out to the pitcher in the first, saved on the kick save. Bunt shown, pulled back. Fastball missed. Messenger on deck, had the single to right field. Chinooks still trailed by a run. Got 2 hits last inning with 2 outs. Jake Collins, Jack D'Amelio. And then Dylan Gardner lined out to center. Bunt shown there, bunted straight back. McGee will turn, throw to third. And Jack D'Amelio will try and run down Villa here. All the way back, give it up. Dylan Gardner lays down the tag, and he's out. Heads up play by Trevor McGee and company for the defense. Bad bunt by Drew Thorpe, bunted it straight back to Trevor McGee. So that's an exciting one for Wyatt to put in the book.
The old 1-5-4 fielder's choice.
Yeah. So the first out made, and now Messenger comes up, the shortstop, Kansas Jayhawk for the Oilers. His first pitch here, good block from Fullerton. You got to be careful running against Fullerton. He's thrown out both runners who tried to steal. Drew Thorpe this season has not attempted a stolen base. 1-0 count, 1 out. Thorpe pick off the first, English making the catch. So the 1-0 pitch, as the pickoff, Thorpe slides in safely. Delivery here, not going, and capped foul down the third base line, out of reach of Kyle Brown. Let's see which pitcher will come out to body that one up, and it'll be Brian Cardone. Does a little push-up on top of it to stop it and tosses it back to Sam Potter, one of the assistant coaches for the Chinooks, coming out of the third base dugout. Bohall on deck. Pick off there, and if it's on the other side of the bag, this one wide, you got a chance to get a pick off there. Thorpe a little slow with the slide back in. Good, probably 9 feet off first base. Pick off there, and again, English not applying the tag as Thorpe slides in safely. I used to love picking off guys when I was in my pitching days. Sound like I'm really old. I'm still playing baseball in college at Ouachita Baptist University, Division II in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. And that's going to hit Messenger, put runners on first and second, fastball run in. So an insurance runner will put runners on first and second as Bohall comes up with a base hit. Bohall picked up his 4th hit and first double of the season in his last at bat. Outfield all with great arms. Damon Keith, the leadoff batter, would come back a 3rd time around if he gets a chance here. Can the Chinooks pick up a ground ball double play off the bat of Bohall? The pitch, off speed and works inside. Trevor McGee coming out of Brea, California, senior at Arizona Christian University. Has a 6'1", 187 frame, and he's looking for a big out here. That pitch misses the top of the zone, 2-0, falling behind here to Bohall. Bohall saw 3 pitches in his at-bat. 5 pitches, in his at-bat. And ultimately got a hit, and this is strike 1 on the inner half. Good pitch from McGee. Joey Levitt going to take off the windbreaker down in the bullpen, get going here. Joey been pretty consistent all season in relief. A long reliever. Runners on first and second. Cap to the shortstop. Gardner, throw to second. The throw to first. Will he be safe? He's safe. Runners will stay on the corners, but the second out made in the inning as Bohall will make it to first base, and with 2 outs, it'll bring up Damon Keith, who had the RBI sac fly back in the second. Six four, fielder's choice. Just rolled over it. And Damon Keith comes up next. Keith, a two-way guy. But getting the start here as the right fielder. Ground ball to the shortstop. Fielded by Gardner. He'll field, throw to first, and the out made. So we will go to the bottom of the fourth as crisis is averted. It's the top of the order coming back around. Mason Corbett, Hayden Keller, and Daniel Freeman when we come back. Mason Corbett will lead off the top of this inning as we're in the fourth. Chinooks still trail by a run, but they're trying to get in some runners here. Have left over at least 5 on base. Don't know the official count off the top of my head, but Corbett trying to reach here. Hits one hard to straightaway center. Bo Hall on the hole, and he'll reach up and make the grab. What a catch by Bo Hall to take away extra bases from Mason Corbett for out number 1.
I thought for sure it got by him.
Yeah, it looked like it was initially going to. Mason Corbett smashing that ball, but unfortunately it comes as out number 1 in the inning, and the Chinooks could have led off a second time with a leadoff double. Brings up Hayden Keller, flew out to foul territory in the second for out number 2, and then Hayden Keller singled in his first at bat. He'll take ball 1 off the plate from Jacob Reed here. No one warming in the Oilers bullpen. And that pitch away as well. Chinooks looking for a base runner here from Hayden Keller. Daniel Freeman on deck. Freeman, the RBI walk that brought in the second run in the second inning. And that pitch away. 3-0 count, 1 out to Hayden Keller. Chinooks still down by a run. It's 3-2, 6-4 in the hit category. Chinooks have hit many balls hard today, just directly at guys, or they've been run down by good defense. That pitch will be ball 4, 4-pitch walk to put on Hayden Keller. That is the 4th walk issued from Jacob Reed, and now Daniel Freeman will look for a big base hit. See if Keller will try and take off. He does not here. First pitch upstairs, that's 5 balls in a row. So let's see if Freeman tries to take till he gets a strike here. Walked on 4 pitches. 5 pitches, I believe it was, last at bat. Still a 1-1 game between the Miners and the Bucks as Villa wants to head out for a meeting with Reed.
The Bucks tied that game up on a Justin Vandenbreg home run. That's his first of the season.
Chinooks have only played the Bucks 2 times so far this season. Once at home and once away. And they will play 3 straight starting tomorrow. They're starting on Wednesday home games. Pickoff attempt. Keller safely in. See if Trevor McGee will start the next inning. Joey Levitt is on the mound in the bullpen, but has not started warming up just yet. Second pitch of the at-bat awaiting. Jacob Reed. Delivery, big swing. Would have been ball 2. Instead, it's a 1-1 count. You like the aggressiveness, but you also want to swing at strikes. Reed, a long pause, and the delivery here. This one smashed to left center field, puts Bohall on his horse. A diving attempt. He does not catch it. That's going to be extra bases. Hayden Keller coming around. Daniel Freeman will head for third, and he'll slide in with a triple. That'll be a RBI triple to tie this ball game at 3 apiece from Daniel Freeman. This one out of the reach of Bohall, and he made an incredible attempt at it after running down Mason Corbett's double and spoiling that for out number 1. He cannot spoil this one, and that's going to bring out the assistant coach. But, boy, what a swing from Daniel Freeman.
And with runners on in that situation, if you're Bohall, you got to make sure you can get to that ball because he laid out and he wasn't able to pick it up and play it in. And instead of being a double and maybe holding the run at third, it scored a run and gave up a triple. So now they got runners on third.
We will pause here for a moment, wait for the meeting to be adjourned. When we come back, runner at third base has the go-ahead run potential with J. Paul Fullerton at the plate. Directly at Bohall in center. Can it be deep enough? Daniel Freeman will hustle home, and that's going to be a sac fly to put this game ahead for the Chinooks for the first time today. It's 4-3. First pitch thrown to J. Paul Fullerton. He'll pick up an RBI sac fly. That was the first triple for Daniel Freeman, and a big one at that. Good time to come through. Plating Hayden Keller, and now the RBI sac fly by Fullerton, and he does that almost better than anybody else. For J. Paul, that is his 9th RBI of the season. For Freeman, his 9th as well. First pitch to Jess Davis here, as that's a ball in the dirt for the first pitch here. 1-0 count, 2 outs. Jess Davis first at bat after coming in for Brandon Cody. And Cody fouled off a pitch into his ankle and just was limping the whole at bat, struck out in that at bat, and you could tell he was in a lot of pain. Davis pokes one foul, 1-1 count. We pray that Davis is okay. Right-hander warming in the bullpen for the Oilers. And I believe it's Steven Ordorica from here, but looks like number 8. That's in the dirt. Jess Davis ended his streak of reaching in every game this season last game when he did not reach. And he's trying to start a new one today. I talked to him about it. Hit hard. Diving stab by Connor McCord, and that'll be the second hit robbed for the Chinooks, but they push ahead 4-3 with 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th from the triple from Daniel Freeman to plate Hayden Keller and the sac fly from Fullerton. Chinooks ahead 4-3. When we come back, we're going to the top of the 5th inning. It'll be Camden Vasquez to lead off for the Oilers. Well, we're back for the top of the fifth. Chinooks take the lead as it's 4-3 now. Chinooks still one hit less than the Oilers, but they've hit more hard balls today than the Oilers. Have been robbed twice in the last inning. Ground ball hit to the right side, fielded by Corbett. And excuse me, that's Patty. Yeah, that is Mason Corbett. For a second, I thought it was Patty McCormick coming in, and size-wise, when I thought it was, but at the end of the day, Corbett will throw to first base for the first out here in the inning, and Vasquez retired for the first time today. Had 2 singles coming into it. And we say it every time, but Vasquez is good for a single or a hit in every game, as well as a ground out to second base in every single game, basically. Ethan Patrick, a walk and a ground out to the pitcher. Well, ground out to first base. They threw it to the pitcher. Ground ball to shortstop, fielded by Dylan Gardner. The throw to first, and 2 outs now. Connor McCord up next, the first baseman. He had a ground out to second base for second out in the third, and then a walk in his first at bat. So now the left-hander McCord comes up, and he ended the last inning with a diving stab. He'll swing at the first pitch, foul it back. Trevor McGee has a chance to go another inning if he can keep this up with a quick inning. Jaden Fine will show the bowling towards Chris Beck with the ball, and the off-speed missing low. 1-1 count. It's always good to get out here and have some fun with the other team. And the 1-1 pitch. Broken bat in foul territory, and McCord will toss it back to the first base dugout. In the life of that baseball bat has just ended. It's almost at that point, the way McCord tossed it back, he was like, I'm done with you. Just threw it back to the first base dugout. So he'll pick up another one and have to work with a 1-2 count, 2 outs. Well, we mentioned that 2 great plays rob hits from the Chinooks, and it was McCord's to rob Jess Davis of a base hit, and then Bo Halls to rob Mason Corbett of a base hit, of an extra base hit to center field. Had to run a long way, and we've seen a triple and 4 doubles in this ball game. 2 back-to-back foul balls from McCord. 2 doubles for the Oilers. I should say 3 doubles, excuse me, for in the game. 2 doubles for the Oilers, 1 double for the Chinooks. 1-2 pitch, 2 outs. Tried to work in the off-speed slider. It does not occur, and Joey Levitt still has yet to warm up in the bullpen. I think you try and get another out here against McCord and then give him another chance in the next inning. Try and get him through 6. Again, Jaden Fine making a nice play on the grab. He'll try and bowl it over to Chris Beck, and this time it hits off the top of the leg. Poked foul again. Well, before McCord, I believe there were 4 pitches, right, Wyatt?
There were, and there are now 8 pitches in this at-bat.
Yeah, so we're up to 12 here in the inning, and a good job by McCord to foul off a couple. The 2-2 payoff pitch. Working it outside, and it'll be a full count. McGee, confident, works the pitch, and popped out of play.
That's 10 pitches in the at-bat.
And 5 foul balls, I believe.
The umpires had to reload twice on his supply.
I believe that's actually the 6th foul ball. One of the first 2 pitches was fouled.
7th foul.
7th foul ball. And that's going to be a base hit to beat the shift into left center. Jake Collins on his way. He'll pick it up. The throw into second, and McCord with the long single. And I'm not sure even if Dylan Gardner was playing shortstop, if he was going to be able to jump up and grab that. Why, you think Gardner's got enough pizza box hops in there to hop up and catch that one?
That would have been a tough play for sure. This is a tough part of the lineup to get through with Vasquez, Patrick, and McCord all hitting around 400. but there are also 4 guys in this lineup that are below the Mendoza line. So he's through that now.
Well, what is the Mendoza line?
That
Wyatt,
is
for all those who
200.
don't know. Yeah, 200.
That is 200.
Exactly. You had to inform me on that. I actually did not know about the Mendoza line. 1-0 count. McCord not a threat on the stolen base attempts, and it'll be a 1-1 count. McCord has yet to try this season. Pickoff attempt there just to keep him honest, and he'll slide back in safely. The 1-1 pitch delivery. And that's going to hit Jaden Fine, so the tying run will move up to second base, and Jonathan Villa comes to the plate. Second hit by pitch, Trevor McGee has allowed. And this is not the inning you want to see from McGee. Did so great to get the first 2 outs, and that'll send Trevor a friend out to the mound with J. Paul Fullerton, the catcher, as Joey Levitt warms up.
Looks like Joe Brazil's playing the role of bullpen catcher since J. Paul Fullerton and Jake Collins are both in this game.
Yeah, Joe getting some time out there, trying to work on his catching skills. Will we see him in a game, Wyatt, behind the plate?
I don't know. We'll see. You'll have to ask Coach
I'll put
Groth
you in
about
a tough
that one.
spot there, but that's true. That's true. I don't think we will. I think that Collins and Fullerton will share time the rest of this season, but you never know. Strike 1 to Villa. Villa a double to deep center. Led off the 4th, and then he was thrown out on a bunt attempt by Drew Thorpe. Right back to McGee. McGee threw it to D'Amelio, and D'Amelio tossed it to Gardner, who laid down the tag at second base. 0-1 pitch. Swinging a foul tip, and so Villa down to his last strike, struck out looking to end the first. This is a big at-bat here. Can McGee pick up a big out and keep it a 4-3 game here in the top of the 5th inning? 1-0-2 count, 2 outs. McCord at second base. The delivery. Fastball, back pick, and good decision by Fullerton, but McCord safely in on the throw. Have a 1-2 count, 2 outs, and out at first base, Jaden Fine after the hit by pitch. McGee coming set. Payoff pitch. Missing away, 2-2 count. 2's on the board as Thorpe waits on deck. 0 for 2 today. Villa 1 for 2 with the double. Tying run at second in McCord. 4-3, Chinooks looking to keep it that way and go into the 5th, try and add some runs. In the bottom half, it's Ethan English to lead off. The 2-2 pitch. Poked foul and out of play. What do you think you go with here? Some off-speed backdoor to Villa, or do you go with the fastball? Try and blow it by him.
He's got a pitch he can waste here, so I wouldn't be surprised to see some off-speed.
Well, I agree with you there. He does have 2 pitches away, but runners will be moving with 2 outs if he gives up a ball here. And I'm not sure where that one missed. Must have been a little off the plate. It'll work at full here, 2 outs. Tried to go with the off-speed backdoor, and it didn't happen. Villa looking for a big base hit here. Drew Thorpe on deck. No hitter. 3-2 pitch. Popped up and out of play. Runners were on the move, as they should be with a 3-2 count. But this is when you come into problems with a base hit could potentially bring in 2, depending on the jump from Jaden Fine. Extra base hit definitely brings in 2 and puts the Oilers back ahead. Can you get Villa out here? 179 hitter, 5 hits this season. He got his 6th earlier with the double and his 2nd double of the season. The delivery. Ground ball to shortstop. Gardner will field it. He'll throw across to first, and the 3rd out made. Thought about going to second, but runners were on the move anyways, and Gardner been perfect today fielding-wise, so the Chinooks keep the lead 4-3 And that might be the end of the day for Trevor McGee. We'll let you know when we come back. We're going to the bottom of the fifth inning, and it's going to be a new pitcher for the Oilers when we come back. Ethan English to lead off this inning, and he'll be facing off against Kyle Muller. First pitch here, poked foul. Muller this season has 5 2/3 innings of pitching. Jay Collins will retrieve the foul ball. He is making his third appearance and has the third highest ERA, 9.53 ERA, 9 hits, 6 runs given up. Capped foul there. So Collins will have to come back with, now Jack D'Amelio will come over and get the baseball, give us a nice head nod and a wink, and get ready to go again. 0-2 pitch. No outs. Kyle Muller working quickly here. Check swing and called for going around. So 3 pitches, 1 out on the strikeout for the first batter for Kyle Muller. And interesting, you don't see a lot of umpires behind the plate. They call, they'll leave it up to their first base and third base guys to call that one. But Scott Johnson was right on it and has made his second strikeout call via behind the plate. Jack D'Amelio up next. First pitch, strike 1 on the corner. Jack today a walk and a single, as well as a run scored. Oh, 1 count, 1 out. Via setting up low. And poked down the right field line, and it'll tail away foul. Damon Keith had no chance of getting there, and so now D'Amelio with 2 strikes against him going to have to battle, try and put something in play. Jacob Reed, some numbers on him. He pitched 4 innings, 1 hit by pitch, 5 hits, 3 strikeouts, 4 walks, and 4 runs given up. Curveball, missing high. It'll be the first ball of the at-bat. Good take from D'Amelio. First ball we've seen from Kyle Muller. Muller coming out of Sadie Brook, New Jersey. The 1-2 pitch. Low, good take again, 2-2 count. Muller actually made the trip up from Rutgers University when his teammate from Rutgers, Thomas Gunario, was warming up in the bullpen, realized he can't throw. He hurt himself, and so unfortunately for him, he switched place with the Rutgers University, Kyle Muller. And just going to spoil it, good job by Jack D'Amelio, poking it away. So we'll have another pitch of the at-bat, 2-2 count. Villa setting up away. And poking one to right field. That's going to be a base hit. Jack D'Amelio will reach for the third time today. Good at bat by the third baseman for the Chinooks, and he gets the inning going with one out here. Good approach by Jack just to poke it the other way. Jake Collins up next, had the infield single, and Dylan Gardner still looking for his first hit of the season. He's at the plate, on deck, and he smoked one to center, lined out with runners in scoring position. That ended the third inning. First pitch to Collins. Fastball up and away. Only 3 walks this season have been given up by Kyle Muller. It's the hits, 9 hits in 5 2/3 innings of pitching. And he gives up his first of the day there. No one warming for the Oilers. Pickoff attempt, sliding in safely, Jack D'Amelio. Jake Collins 1 for 2 today. Ground out to third base and a single. Pokes one foul, lower third, inside pitch. It'll be the first strike of the at-bat. Well, Wyatt, I know you'll agree with me here, but the Chinooks much more aggressive today compared to yesterday.
Yeah, they've definitely looked to be trying to take control of these at-bats themselves.
They've got 6 hits to show for it, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the last 2 games, only 4 hits in both those games, 4 or 5. Pickoff attempt again, this one thrown closer towards Jack D'Amelio, and Connor McCord on it to make the catch. 1-1 pitch. Curveball, big swing from Collins. Tried to pull it to the left field. Needs to work to the right side. 1-2 count, 1 out. Pick off again, and Jack D'Amelio sliding in safely. Chinooks wearing the navy jerseys again, red undershirts with white pants, while the Oilers rock the black jerseys, black hats, and gray pants. 1-2 delivery. Fastball off the plate, sliding back in safely, D'Amelio. Good throw from Villa, tag laid down from McCord, but not in time. Villa, a great arm behind the plate. Chop to the third base side, out of reach. John Groth, the head coach for the Chinooks, wants no part of that. And it'll have to be picked up by one of the pitchers coming out of the bullpen. Didn't actually make it all the way to them. Sam Brace will spike it in the turf right back to Troy Hervey, the pitching coach for the Nooks. 2-2 count, 1 out. And missing low. We've got a full count pitch awaiting. And if Collins can reach here, Dylan Gardner would love another try at things with 1 out and a runner in scoring position. Lengthen the lead for the Chinooks. Runner goes, and it's inside. It'll be ball 4. Good jump for Jack D'Amelio, but runners will be put on first and second. Dylan Gardner reaches the left-hander's batter's box, and we'll pause for a moment, meeting between Villa and Kyle Muller. Dylan Gardner, shortstop for the Nooks, will come up a third time around, walked in the second, and lined out to center to end the third. He'll take low, ball 1 from the pitch from Muller. Muller, a strikeout to get Ethan English to lead off this inning on 3 pitches. D'Amelio working a great count and poked one to right field for his second hit of the day. Jake Collins working a full count and walking. Runners on first and second. Next pitch. Upstairs, 2-0. Mason Corbett on deck, who flew out to center field on a ball that he just absolutely crushed, one of the hardest balls we've seen from Corbett, and it was tracked down by Bo Hall for the first out 2 innings ago. Ground ball, capped to the second baseman, fielded, throw to second, and he's off the bag, but called out by the umpire in the field. Messenger came off the bag, and John Groth wants a conversation with the umpire in the field. So Collins is headed back to the dugout here, and that umpire in the field as the third base umpire, Tom Swoboda. I mean, Messenger was a good probably 2 feet off of the bag going to catch the ball from Ethan Patrick on the force. And that's the first out here. Second out here in the inning. Brings up Mason Corbett, who's looking for an RBI base hit with 2 outs. Gardner at first. Poked up and tailing away down the third base line. It'll be towards the mound, and a great play by Camden Vasquez on the flyout. Chinooks unable to get a run. It's 4-3. When we come back, we go to the top of the 6th inning. Joey Levitt will come into pitch for this inning as he'll face off against the 7-8-9 Thorpe Messenger Bohall. First pitch here, strike one, enter third to Thorpe, who's 0 for 2 today. Some numbers on Levitt. He's got the second lowest ERA on the team at 2 and making his 5th appearance in 9 innings. 11 hits given up, 4 runs, and only 2 of them have been earned. 2 walks, 9 strikeouts in his favor. Coming out of Biola University, as well as Garden Grove, California. Big swing and a miss as Thorpe chases inside. 1-2 count, no outs. Chinooks still lead 4-3 if you're just joining us. Josh Salem here with Wyatt Wewell. Fastball missing away. Some numbers on Trevor McGee, who was the starting pitcher. If he left this game with the lead, and if the Nooks can hold on without giving up the tie or surrender, he will leave with it. Full count, awaiting no outs. McGee pitched 5 innings, 2 hit by pitches, given up 2 walks, 3 runs, and 7 hits, as well as 2 strikeouts. Both strikeouts came in the first inning. Levitt working with the 3-2 count here. And capped foul. We'll have a second full count pitch. Wind up in the delivery. Ground ball right underneath the glove of Joey Levitt. That's a base hit for Drew Thorpe. He'll single to start off this 6th inning. And we'll see if Skylar Messenger tries to lay down a bunt as the shortstop who's got a single and a hit by pitch today. Chinooks will look for a double play here. Thorpe still put it first. Ground ball to the shortstop. Fielded by Gardner. The throw to first for out number 1 as Thorpe got a great jump on it and advanced to second. Skylar Messenger, the ground out for out number 1. Travis Bohall will come up next, and he's 1 for 2 with a double and a fielder's choice ground out. One out in the inning, 4-3. It was the 8th hit. Bunt shown, bunted up in the air, and going to let it go foul as Bohall will have to retreat back. Bohall's been on the move a lot today as he's had to run down a few balls in center. Took away a double from Mason Corbett 3 innings ago now, and just couldn't get to a triple laid out on against Daniel Freeman. So strike 1 was a missed bunt. And the next pitch, curveball, strike 2, inner half. It's a tough pitch to hit for any hitter. Damon Keith waiting on deck. And the 0-2 pitch, runner in scoring position out at second. Curveball, ground ball to the left side, fielded. The throw to third base, and no tag will be laid down as it was stopped by Gardner. Tried to go to Jack D'Amelio. And so the tying run 90 feet away at third in Thorpe, and a base hit will go in favor of Travis Bohall. 9 hits now for the Oilers, 6 for the Nooks, and the Nooks ahead by 1. Damon Keith comes up next, 0 for 2 today with an RBI sac fly in the second. Chinooks have a ground ball double play away from getting out of the inning still with the lead. Curveball, first pitch, strike 1. Bohall with speed at first base. See what the Chinooks call for here defensively. 0-1 count, 1 out, pick off to first, safely over. Chinooks looking for a big ground ball double play. Can they get out of it unscathed in the inning, keep the lead, and try and add to it in the bottom of the inning? Levitt coming in this inning. No runner going. Big swing and a miss from Keith. Strike 2, and I'd try and go probably the same way here. Try and work in a little bit inside, maybe try and go with a fastball upstairs to Keith. You want to try and stay out of the air just because of the sac fly that could be potentially coming in, but maybe try and work in a third curveball in a row against Keith. And then if he catches up to it, he's going to foul it off. Pick off there, and no tag laid down by Ethan English. Bohall's first movement was towards second base.
Tyler Weinkoop has started warming up in the Chinooks bullpen. I don't know if he's planning on coming in anytime soon, probably just in case.
Yeah, you'd like to see Joey go a few innings here, try and go through the 6th, go through the 7th, and then bring in Weinkoop for the 8th, maybe Ethan English in the 9th. Good decision to go fastball away. I was going to say if you don't go curveball inside, you want to go away here, change looks up. But if you're going to miss away, you got to miss real far out there. Don't want Keith to just poke one. Mason Corbett shading up the middle in double play depth. 1-2 pitch. Curveball singled into left field. It's a tie ball game, 4 apiece. Hung it on the lower third, and Keith does a good job just to poke it to the left side. Second RBI of the day for Keith. So the inning continues, and the Chinooks have a tie ball game with the Oilers. 10th hit now for the Oilers, and 3rd in the inning. Brings up Camden Vasquez. Drew Thorpe coming around to score. Double play is in order. Vasquez a ground out to second base in his last at bat. He'll Take strike one down the middle. A 1 count, 1 out. Next pitch. Poked up in foul territory. Jack D'Amelio has it, and he'll make the grab. Second out made, and Ethan Patrick will come to the plate. Vasquez, the left fielder for the Oilers, trying to poke one to the left side, and Jack D'Amelio all over it to chase it down. Chinooks an out away from stranding 2 runners for the Oilers and keeping it a tie ball game, try and take the lead in the bottom half of the inning. Levitt's first pitch here, curveball, and just off the plate upstairs. Patrick, the walk in his first at bat, and he's currently 0 for 2. 2 infield groundouts. Pops it up into shallow center field. Jess Davis on his horse to come in. Will he get there? And he will. So Jess Davis makes the catch for the third and final out. Oilers strand 2, but 1 run comes in on the RBI single from Damon Keith. When we come back, Chinooks look to get the lead back as Hayden Keller, Daniel Freeman, J. Paul Fullerton will be back up for the Chinooks. Hayden Keller will lead off the inning against Kyle Muller, and he came in last inning. First pitch, missing low, ball 1. Last inning gave up 1 hit, 1 strikeout, no runs, and 1 walk. Pitch here, strike 1 as it hits the outside of the plate. And now in the 6th, the Oilers tied it up in the top half of the inning with a RBI single from Damon Keith. It's a 4-4 ball game. Way inside, and we'll work at 2-1. Keller, 327 hitter, only player for the Chinooks in the 300s. And even lower, 3-1 count, and now Muller in jeopardy of putting on the go-ahead runner via the walk. Daniel Freeman tripled in his last at-bat on the RBI that brought in a big run. Popped up in foul territory, first base side, and it's going to be a tough play for McCord. He will not make the catch as Damon Keith comes over in foul territory for the grab for out number 1. Would have likely been ball 4, but Keller swinging on it, and Coach Groth giving him claps there as, he wants his guys to be aggressive tonight, but you also got to be smart, and Keller swinging that pitch there was well inside, trying to get it out, and it's a foul fly out to Damon Keith in right field for out number 1. First pitch to Freeman, strike 1 on the outside part of the plate. Freeman belted one to deep left center field. Got past the diving glove of Travis Bohall in center and brought a triple out of it. And the pitch missing low. 1-1 count, 1 out. Might see an off-speed pitch here. If it's a fastball, I think Freeman's going to jump all over it. And cap just foul. Got to have a pause out of the pitcher even with nobody on, as Moeller pretty quickly delivered without coming set. J. Paul Fullerton on deck. 1-2 count, 1 out. There's the pause. Capped foul, right back to the right hand of J. Paul Fullerton. He'll get some cheers from the Chinook fans. John Groth with a big smile on his face. You know he's having fun in this tie ball game 4-piece. 1-2 pitch. Two-hopper to the glove of Ethan Patrick, who gets a souvenir out of it on the throw over to first. He jabbed at it and barely made the play. But nonetheless, he makes it for out number 2. J. Paul Fullerton coming up next. Two quick outs for the Chinooks. Have not been able to reach. Fullerton will look for a pitch he can hammer, maybe over that right field wall. First pitch changeup off the plate.
Nobody warming in the Oilers bullpen, but we've got an impromptu game of football going on down there.
Yeah, some nice and easy catch going on, and it almost looks like one of the guys is getting ready to come in to play a football game. It's where you see the quarterback warming up. The only thing he's missing is the helmet and shoulder pads. Jess Davis on deck, lined out to first in his first at bat. Capped foul, it'll be a 1-2 count. Fullerton pulling everything right now. And Davis will show off the hustle over to get the ball. So Fullerton will have to compete here with 2 strikes against him. Try and keep the inning alive. And he will, as he'll poke one opposite field to left. Picked up by Vasquez, and Fullerton in his last at-bat had the RBI sac fly. He gets the inning going with 2 outs here, trying to start a 2-out rally for Jess Davis up next. Ethan English on deck. 7th hit for the Chinooks. Been a great game. Wyatt, you got an update for us on the other game?
Yeah, after a big 6th inning, the Bucks are leading the Miners 6-1 now in the top of the 7th. They scored 5 runs all in the bottom of the 6th inning there.
Bucks currently atop the leaderboard in the standings at 11-5 in first place. Poke foul from Davis, a little out in front. One run in the first for the Oilers, 2 for either team in the second, 2 in the fourth for the Chinooks to push ahead, and 1 given up in the top half of this inning has left us in a tie ball game. Chinooks have the go-ahead run at first base, which was J. Paul Fullerton's single to left field with 2 outs here. Jess Davis, an 0-1 count against him. Curveball, strike 2. That's pretty far off the plate, but a good frame job from Villa, and so it'll be an 0-2 count. A curveball thrown back door that starts midway through the right-hander's batter's box, and that's going to be a broken bat to right center field. It'll fall in for a base hit, picked up from Keith, and Jess Davis with the single here. He got robbed in his last at bat, keeps the inning alive. Can Ethan English bring in a base hit to push the Chinooks up ahead over the Oilers here? We'll pause here for a moment. The pitching coach Ryan Duran out to have a conversation with his pitcher. Ethan English will step into the right-hander's batter's box. He's got 2 out, 2 singles from J. Paul Fullerton and Jess Davis. The broken bat single for Davis is now the 7th and 8th hits. We've seen a total of 18 hits today, 10 for the Oilers, 8 for the Chinooks. And the first pitch off the plate, low for ball 1 to Ethan English. Jack D'Amelio, a good day at the plate already. He's on deck, 2 singles, 1 walk. Muller comes set. And popped up on the infield. Straight up, Villa turns his back. And it's going to be caught by Villa, just a step in fair. Ethan English will pop out for the 3rd out of the inning. We're going to the top of the 7th. Chinooks will send their defense back out. Strand 2 runners in the inning. When we come back, it'll be 4, 5, 6. Connor McCord, Jaden Fine, Jonathan Villa for the Oilers. Connor McCord will lead off the top of the 7th as it's a 4-4 ball game. Chinooks had runners on 1st and 2nd in the bottom half of the 6th. Couldn't get a runner in. Hit hard down the right field line. If it's fair, it's got a chance to get some extra bases out of it. Hayden Keller will get it in, and that's a leadoff double, stand-up double for Connor McCord to start off this inning. It'll bring up the right-hander Jaden Fine. Second time that the Oilers have started off an inning with a double, and Tyler Weinkoop will get going here. 11th hit of the day for the Oilers. Second hit for Connor McCord. He's 2 for 3, a single, double, and a walk. Fine, a hit by pitch in his last at bat, an RBI ground out, and a single on the day. His first pitch, inside and low, ball 1. One-0 count, no outs. Curveball there, and that's a strike. 1-1. Jaden Fine coming out of Simi Valley, California in his freshman year at San Diego State. Just finished that up. 6'3", 205, right-handed hitter. It's been a utility for the Oilers. First base, third base, outfield. Ground ball to the shortstop will keep the runner at second. Throw to first base and the out. So that will keep McCord at second base, and Jonathan Villa comes up next. Jonathan Villa today has a double, a strikeout, and a ground out. 1 for 3 at the plate. First pitch is in the dirt, ball 1. One 0 count, 1 out. Via at the plate, and the 1-0 pitch. Curveball, and that's strike 1 as it paints the corner. Right-hander warming up in the bullpen for the Oilers. And that pitch fouled away. 1-2 count. Can Joey Levitt pick up a big strikeout here for his first of the day against Jonathan Villa? Off the top of my head, I think it's Heath Olive, but I could totally be wrong on that. We'll let you know here in a second. The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball capped to the first base side. English stays down on it. We'll flip to first, and Joey Levitt covering. So the go-ahead run is now 90 feet away at third base in Connor McCord, but 2 outs are in the inning. Can the Chinooks get out of it? Pitching coach Chris Beck out to talk with Joey Levitt when we come back. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Giancarlo Servine will hit in relief for as a pinch hitter for Drew Thorpe, who had a single in his last at bat. But reason for it is because you want a righty on lefty matchup here. Tyler Winecoop coming in to pitch in relief. Two outs in the inning. Go ahead run, Connor McCord at third base. The delivery. Fastball, strike 1 on the corner. Had a good conversation with Giancarlo yesterday. Gave him a compliment of, he came into pitch 2 days ago against the Chinooks in Game 1 on Saturday and did a great job. Was humming fastballs in there, and, the Chinooks just couldn't get runs together, string hits together, and did a great job. Now he gets a chance to put his team up, and he'll take a big swing a little late on it, an 0-2 count, 2 outs. He's in the he is from Texas A&M Kingsville, and they're a Division II team down in South Texas. And the only chance I would get to play against him is if we won our conference, they won their conference, and we made it to the Super Regionals. 0-2 count, 2 outs. Tyler Weinkoop will look for one more pitch, maybe a backdoor curveball here on the delivery. Curveball, poked foul. Left it towards the middle of the plate, and Servine spoiling it. Servine this season in the ABL, 289 hitter, 11 hits, 1 double, 4 RBIs, 5 walks, 8 strikeouts, 8 runs scored as well in 38 appearances, at bats at the plate. Playing now in his 12th game. Ground ball to shortstop. Fielded by Gardner. The throw to first base. And the Chinooks will get out of it. Good job by Tyler Weinkoop and company as the go-ahead run is stranded from Connor McCord, who led off the inning with a double. When we come back, Chinooks look to take the lead and regain it, as it'll be Jack D'Amelio, Jake Collins, and Dylan Gardner up at the plate. Jack D'Amelio will lead off the inning, who's perfect at the plate today. 1 walk, 2 singles, and he's facing Heath Olive. First pitch, bunt shown, pulled back. It's upstairs for ball 1. Good take from Jack D'Amelio. Scored a run today as well. It's a 4-4 ball game. Chinooks trying to push ahead here against Heath Olive. Olive a 6.75 earned run average, making his 5th appearance. Upstairs again. Olive hit 96 twice on the mound against the Chinooks when they were down in Kenai. His first appearance, and he's only pitched 5 1/3, giving up 5 hits, 4 runs, does have a 1-0 record, 6 strikeouts, 11 walks. And that pitch is strike 1, lower third, 2-1 count. Big swing and a miss, 2-2 count, no outs. Two count. And missing low. Full count. Pitch will ensue. No outs. Jack D'Amelio trying to be a base runner any way he can. On deck awaiting Jay Collins. Heath Olive coming set. The payoff pitch with a 4-4 ball game. Spoiled out of play. Good job by Jack D'Amelio. Well, it's hands down that Heath Olive is definitely one of the harder arms in the league. But accuracy-wise, he's just struggled. You mentioned the 11 walks in 5 1/3 innings on the mound compared to the 6 strikeouts. But he's in there for one reason, try and get outs and overpower guys. He's got a 3-2 pitch for a second time to D'Amelio. Popped up down the left field line. It's in shallow left field. Camden Vasquez underneath it will make the grab for out number 1. Good at bat from D'Amelio, but he's retired for the first time. Tried to get around it, just lifted it up too high. That'll bring up Jake Collins, the 8-hole left fielder. Dylan Gardner, the 9-hole left-handed hitting shortstop. And ball 1 from Olive. Heath Olive coming out of Birmingham, Alabama, a junior at Faulkner, and he's playing catch with his catcher right now from Faulkner. Inside, ball 2. Jonathan Villa coming out of Ensenada, Mexico, in his junior year as well. They will graduate together next year. The 2-0 pitch. Ground ball hit to Skylar Messenger. Fields it, throw to first, and 2 outs in the inning will bring up Dylan Gardner. Been a great ball game today, hasn't it, Wyatt?
It really has. And a beautiful night for it.
See if the Chinooks can push ahead eventually. Chinooks have 8 hits, 11 for the Oilers. Right-hander warming up on the mound for the Chinooks, and pitch missing low, ball 1. That is Hannes Kindreich. Might see him in the 9th. We won't see him next inning. He hasn't thrown a pitch down there yet. Poked foul and out of play from Gardner. It'll be a 1-1 count, 2 outs. Gardner still looking for his first hit. Can he get one here? Maybe an extra base hit to bring up Mason Corbett. 2 big Division I schools between the two of them. Texas A&M University, the Aggies for Mason Corbett, and Oklahoma State University, the Cowboys for Dylan Gardner. And it's in and out of the glove of Bohall. It'll be picked up by Bohall, but that'll be an error. And so Gardner broke his bat, kind of handcuffed Bohall, and the second error by an outfielder today, but does put the tying run on base. So Damon Keith and Bohall both with errors today. First pitch is low and away, ball 1. Heath Olive will come set. Gardner a few steps off first. And the delivery, high leg kick, and a big swing and a miss from Corbett. Oh, and watch your lips to all the fans. As that bat was right to the concrete, and an inside fastball blown by Corbett will go as a long strike. Corbett looks back at Scott Johnston, and he wants his bat back.
That flew into the thankfully empty bleachers over the right field wall.
Well, it's not every day you see a flying bat come at you at a baseball game. Hayden Keller will wait on deck. And Kyle Brown, the head coach for the Oilers, will bring it back. I'm surprised the bat didn't break after hitting the concrete. It flew so far. Corbett looks back and says it didn't break. Just saw a broken bat from Dylan Gardner. A 1-2 count here. Corbett going to have to choke up, put something in play.
Keller couldn't believe he didn't want the extra pine tar on the bat.
Runner goes, and it's going to be ball 2 and a stolen base. Pitch was off the plate, and a stolen base for Dylan Gardner. A base hit from Corbett here could bring in the go-ahead run 180 feet away. Good jump from Dylan Gardner. He actually started shuffling towards second base before the pitch was thrown from Heath Olive. Villa threw from his knees, thought he got a strikeout. It was off the plate. Olive will come set. Corbett awaiting the 2-2 pitch, 2 outs. The delivery in the dirt, and that's going to get away. Gardner trying to advance, and he will, and he's going to come in to score as it gets away from Villa. And that's huge for the Chinooks. They're up 5-4, and Mason Corbett was waiting there with knuckles. That's what we're laughing at, and he never got it. But he looks over to Sam Potter at first base and gets it there. Went right under the glove of Fine, and that's an error that goes against Jonathan Villa.
Yeah, that'll be scored a wild pitch and then an error.
And that one poked foul. It's just out of play. So because of the stolen base from Gardner, he advances on the wild pitch, and then the throwing error brings him in to put the Chinooks up. And so they'll go into the top of the 8th inning with the lead, but Mason Corbett with a full count here, 2 outs, trying to produce a base hit. He'll take with a walk as Corbett reaches here, keeps the inning alive, brings up Hayden Keller, has a single, a walk, and 2 foul flyouts today.
Boy, that was an interesting plate appearance with a thrown bat and wild pitch and an error on the same play. But we'll take it.
Let's see if Corbett will try and take off. We hadn't seen a pickoff attempt from Heath Olive. First pitch delivery, strike 1 on the corner. On deck, Daniel Freeman. Chinooks have retaken the lead. It's 5-4. There's a pickoff attempt, and Corbett will slide back in safely. Keller looking for a big base hit. And hit off the end of the bat to center. As Bohal's underneath this one, will make the grab. Corbett will be held up. 1 run in the inning. The Chinooks take the lead. It's 5-4. Tyler Weinkoop and company coming back out to play defense. When we come back, the Oilers will have 8-9-1 up with Messenger, Bohal, and Keith. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Chinooks looking for a perfect inning here from Tyler Weinkoop. It's Skylar Messenger to lead off. Travis Bohal will bat second. Damon Keith, the 3-hole, all right-handers to face the lefty on the mound, who came in, got 1 ground out last inning. And the first pitch missing low. Chinooks retook the lead. It's 5-4. They're trying to keep it that way here in the 8th inning. 2 full innings left. Chinooks need 6 outs to win this one and pick up their 6th win of the season. Wind up from Winecoop. The 1-0 pitch. Delivery. Poked foul and out of play. 1-1 count. I think Messenger helped him a little there. Looked to be a little bit up and out. One count, no outs. Honest Kindreich brewing softly in the bullpen, and that pitch missing the top of the zone. Skylar Messenger at the plate has played every game at shortstop against the Chinooks. Coming out of Niwot, Colorado, sophomore year at Kansas University. 6'4", 215 frame. And he's got a 3-1 count here from Winecoop. Cannot afford to walk the first guy and put the potential tying run on base. Got to make Messenger beat you. Messenger today has a ground out 1 for 2 today, and a hit by pitch. And he'll walk again as he'll be on for a third time. So the 8th inning starts with a walk. And now the tying run at first base. Chris Beck out for a conversation with Tyler Winecoop. We'll be back in a moment. Well, we are back as it's a 5-4 ball game. Runner at first base via the walk is Skylar Messenger. And now into pitch, Hannes Kindreich. Kindreich, the second highest earned run average at 756 on the team, but he has pitched in 8 1/3 innings, making his 6th appearance, 9 hits, 10 runs given up. Bunted down the first base line. It's going to go foul. Bohall trying to lay one down. So Messenger will have to go back to first base. No matter what, you got to get an out here. With Damon Keith coming up next and Camden Vasquez The top of the order coming back around. This happens when you walk the first guy.
The designated hitter, Daniel Freeman, is now warming up in the bullpen.
Bunt shown here. Messenger a few steps off, bunted down the first base line. It'll be picked up by English. The throw to first, and the out made as Corbett covers. So that'll be a 3-4 put out on the bunt as Corbett covered. And the first out made, a good bunt from Bohall. Brings up Damon Keith. 1 for 3 today. RBI single back in the 6th that tied the ball game, and he's got a chance to do it again here. First pitch from Kindrike, curveball, swinging, fouled out of play. Keith, this season, is hitting .288, has 15 hits, picked up his 16th earlier, poked foul again. 2 doubles, 2 triples, no home runs, 11 RBIs. He's got the most RBIs on the team, as he picked up his 12th earlier, but does have the second most strikeouts on the team as well with 14. Camden Vasquez the most with 16. 0-2 pitch. Hannes' delivery. Big swing and a miss. And the tag is not laid down, so the throw will have to be made over to first. J. Paul Fullerton did tag him on the lunge forward. Scott Johnson says he did not. And so he had to, because Johnson can't see it from there, he's explaining to the third base dugout that he has to say no tag. So the second out made, it's a big strikeout from Damon Keith and a big strikeout for the Chinooks. Second strikeout for Keith today. He's at 15 now on the season. Ground ball, hit down the left field line, foul. And Keith was noticeably upset. He went right back to the first base dugout and slammed his helmet. After the strikeout, 0-1 count, 2 outs. Big lead out at second. From Messenger, foul tipped into the glove, and it'll be an 0-2 count. Big pitch awaiting. Patty McCormick out to hustle over and give the home plate umpire some baseballs. Pitching coach Chris Beck out for a meeting with the 0-2 count, 2 outs to Vasquez. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Oh, 2 count, 2 outs. We're back and ready to go. The meeting adjourned. Hannes Kindrike listening to every word from pitching coach Chris Beck. The 0-2 count, 2 outs delivery, curveball, and foul tipped. Curveball was definitely inside, but
it almost looked like it hit him, but he swung through.
Yeah, oh no, it had such a big break. You're right, Wyatt. Couldn't see Scott Johnson, the home plate umpire's in the way, and I'm not going to penalize him for that. He's got to be there anyways. But an 0-2 count still. The delivery. Poke foul and out of play. Still 2 outs. Hannes Kindrike has a ball to give. A few balls to spare if he needs to. Ethan Patrick on deck. Kindrike, a long look in. Messenger, huge lead out at second, serving as the tying run. High leg kick, delivery, hit hard to right center field. Jess Davis is on his horse. Will he make the grab? He dives, and he makes the catch. What a grab by Jess Davis in right center field on the diving grab. Oh, what a play by Jess Davis. Hannes Kindreich will hold up his hat as he makes the grab to save the tying run from coming around. That ball was absolutely crushed off the bat of Camden Vasquez to right center. And all of the infield will give him a high five for that incredible catch. When we come back, it's still 5-4. Jess Davis, what a play by the Chinooks. Daniel Freeman will come up next, and he'll face Heath Olive. The first pitch, strike one, lower third. We're now in the 8th inning, still a 5-4 lead for the Chinooks. They were able to get out of the jam last inning. Leadoff walk, Messenger coming around. Potentially, is what it looked like, Camden Vasquez plating one to right center, but a diving grab from Jess Davis had to run a mile to catch it, diving on the warning track to rob the Oilers of the tying hit. And now it's still a 5-4 ball game, so the Oilers will have to do it in the top half of the inning. They're going to have to face off against Hannes Kindreich again. 0-2 pitch. Went around, and that's going to be a chance for an insurance runner to get on as it just ricochets off of Villa, gets back to the backstop, and Daniel Freeman easily makes it to first base.
That's going to be scored a passed ball on Villa.
Bounced right off of the plate. Are you sure it's a pass ball? It bounced right off the plate.
It hit the plate. It looked like it hit him in the chest.
No, it hit him.
First.
It bounced right off of the plate. A curveball bounced maybe even before the plate. And so it was swung on. It fooled Daniel Freeman. Now J. Paul Fullerton's up next with Jess Davis on deck. Bunt shown. Bunted up in the air and out of play. Wonder if you try and pull back here for Fullerton to try and just get a Ruby, maybe plate one out of here if he times up a fastball. I would have let him swing away there, but again, I'm not the coach. That's John Groth at third base, head coach for the Chinooks. He knows better than me. Chinooks want to get an insurance run here with Daniel Freeman on base. 0-1 pitch, no outs. Not showing bunt there, and he just missed the fastball. So he's going to have to compete at the plate here, choke up, read the down angle, see if he can time up a fastball. And the good news for the Chinooks is they don't have to face Vasquez in the top half of the 9th inning. Missing up and away, and so it'll be first ball of the at-bat, 1-2 count. Good take from J. Paul Fullerton. Davis, the broken bat single in the 6th. And he lined out to first base in his first at-bat. Runner going, the delivery. Hit hard to left center, that's going to fall. Daniel Freeman was on the move. They're going to wave him around to try and score here. The throw's into second. The slide in safe, and he's out at second base, but that's a big hit on an RBI, and timed it up perfectly. Daniel Freeman comes in as an insurance run, and J. Paul Fullerton slid in close to Patrick. Patrick laying down the tag on the throw over from Bohall, but it's a 6-4 lead for the Chinooks now after getting Daniel Freeman in for a second time today. RBI single for the Chinooks, and Jess Davis will come up next. Ethan English with one out here on deck. Man, that's a tough pitch to hit. Up a lower 90 fastball that hits the top half of the zone. You just belt it to left center and bring in a run. Daniel Freeman took off before Heath Olive had even come to the plate. Olive kind of hesitated for a second and then delivered. Davis, a 3-0 count here. That was just the 9th hit for the Chinooks. I say just. It's more than the last 2 games combined for the Chinooks, but they've got 9 hits, 11 for the Oilers, and a 2-run lead. Strike one, lower third on the outside corner from Heath Olive. Three-one pitch awaiting. Inside, ball 4. So a walk from Olive will put Jess Davis on. And a tough break for J. Paul Fullerton. Tried to stretch a single into a double, and it looked like he was going to get there. It was just a great throw from Bohall. The tag laid down from Patrick. And usually you see our guys trying to avoid the tag, but fortunately Chinooks catcher J. Paul Fullerton couldn't avoid it, but he does pick up the RBI there. His second RBI of the game, by the way. He had the RBI sac fly back in the 4th that put the Chinooks ahead 4-3. Now they lead by 2, 6-4. Big fastball, strike one to Ethan English. English today, a double in his first at bat, came around to score a run in that second inning, one of the 2 runs that scored, and then had a strikeout and a fly out and ground out today. Pickoff attempt to first, safely attempted to slide in, and Jess Davis called out by the first base umpire. That was Marcus Dolan who rung him up. Davis hesitated for a second, but he'll be out at first base on the pickoff attempt. He did hesitate, but I thought he got back in there with the hand. Dolan did not. The first base umpire, 0-1 count, 2 outs to English. Delivery. Fastball to the backstop. 1-1 count. Sends Jake Collins over to retrieve the ball. Chinooks have put up an insurance run in this inning. Daniel Freeman, who struck out but reached via the drop third strikeout, was on the move, and then the base hit from J. Paul Fullerton to left center scored him for the 6th run of the game for the Chinooks. And they'd like to take a 1-game winning streak in this 2-game losing streak. Take the 1-game winning streak into the Pilots here at home tomorrow. Missing the top of the zone, 3-1 count. And Heath Olive will throw his hands up in anger as he doesn't understand where the pitch missed. Scott Johnson explaining it missed high. The 3-1 pitch. Big swing would have been ball 4, but it'll be a 3-2 count with 2 outs here. English awaiting. A full count pitch, 2 outs. The delivery. Smash to left center field, and long way for Bohall. He'll make the grab to rob a double, but the Chinooks get a run, and Jack D'Amelio will have to wait and see if we go into extras, but hopefully for the Chinooks, they do not, as it's 6-4. Chinooks have a 2-run lead, taking it into the top of the 9th. 3-4-5 up, Ethan Patrick, Connor McCord, Jaden Fine when we come back. Well, we are getting ready to go here as we're in the final inning, the top of the ninth. Ethan Patrick to lead off, takes ball one upstairs from Hannes Kindreich. The 1-0 pitch, and it's just outside. Kindreich struggling to find the zone here. Daniel Freeman warming up as a left-hander. Came around to score the 6th run for the Chinooks. Struck out, but reached by the drop third strike. They got to the backstop. 2-0 pitch, and that's strike one to Ethan Patrick. Patrick today a walk in his first at-bat. He's been 0 for 3 in the last 3 at-bats. And that one will be challenged, but fouled out of play. Patrick came into the game best average on the team at 400, which is surprising since Vasquez was leading the league, and still is. Vasquez just got out to end the last inning. Jess Davis running down a pitch. Poked into left field and down the line, out of play. Hannes Kindreich with great stuff when it's located well. He's got a great fastball, can blow it by you, off speed that can really twist you up. But he struggles sometimes to locate it at the lower third of the strike zone. Sometimes gives it up on the top half, and he'll try and locate one low here. It'll be popped up and out of play. It was actually a high fastball with a 2-2 count, no outs. Can Hannes Kindreich pick up a big out here against Ethan Patrick, face Connor McCord next, who is 2 for 3 with a walk, double and a single. Kindreich's pitch, just missing inside. Kindreich said, "What?" And I might agree with him. It just missed inside, but full count, borderline pitch. Tough take for Ethan Patrick. Kindreich gets his pitch and the delivery. Chopped foul, first base side. It'll go foul, picked up by Ethan English. I think that you're going to see Kindreich try and challenge him the rest of the way with a fastball. Three-two pitch, delivered. Popped it up. Coming over, J. Paul Fullerton, and it's just going to get out of play. So Patrick has spoiled the last 3. And now Dalton Smith comes over to give the home plate umpire some baseballs.
And while we've got just a second, we've got an update from Anchorage. The Bucks held on to beat the Miners 6-3 through 9 innings, continuing their streak.
Yeah, they've done well in the past few games. 3-2 pitch. Pops it up again, out of play. Patrick spoiling quite a few pitches here. Ethan comes out of Pasadena, California, a freshman at LMU. Score 6-4 currently. Hit hard to left center. That's going to be extra bases for Patrick. He finally connects with one, and he's got extra bases with a double off of Kindreich. Just fouled pitch after pitch off, and brings up Connor McCord, the left-hander. So Kindreich will face him. Jaden Fine, third baseman, on deck.
Sam Brace is signaling to the dugout that Daniel Freeman is ready to come into this ball game if he needs to.
And that's going to be smashed to center. One run's going to come in. And now Jess Davis will pick it up. Connor McCord with a 3-hit day, as with 2 outs here, or excuse me, no outs in the 9th inning. 2 back-to-back hits. We'll see if Jaden Fine tries to bunt here, and it looks like Hannes Kindreich's day is done. We'll be back in a moment. Pitching coach Chris Beck out for Kendrick. Jaden Fine will step into the right-hander's batter's box. One run is in already to score Ethan Patrick, a double and a single. Connor McCord, the single, and he's at first base here. Jaden Fine hits one hard to left field. Going back and making the catch is Jake Collins for out number one from Daniel Freeman coming in to pitch. So just a fly out for the first out here in the night. Chinooks need two more. It brings up Jonathan Villa. But instead of Villa, we're going to have John McKay to hit. John McKay yesterday, we saw him hit and catch behind the plate as well. Had two walks, a single, and then got out in his final two at bats. Fielder's choice and then another ground out. McCord at first, the delivery here. First pitch, little outside, ball one. Daniel Freeman trying to close it out for the Chinooks. Calvin Ferris warming up for the Oilers in case they need him in the bottom of the ninth. It's a one-run ball game, 6-5. McCord not a threat to run. Hit hard to right field, a line out to Hayden Keller for the second out, and the Chinooks an out away. Brings up Giancarlo Servine, who grounded out to third base, to shortstop, to end the seventh inning. McCord will be pinch ran for at first base. Into pinch run, Victor Carlino. Victor Carlino again to pinch run. Giancarlo Servine here. Up next, Jaden Fine, the fly out to left field for out number 1. John McKay, the fly out to right field for out number 2, and now the Chinooks need one more out. First pitch, pop up to right field. Hayden Keller a few steps back. This should do it. Still backpedaling. Will make the grab. Chinooks win 6-5. Daniel Freeman will get the save after coming in. And the win goes to Joey Levitt. Excuse me, the win goes, I believe, to Tyler Weinkoop. As the Chinooks did get a run in the 7th inning.
It would go to Tyler
Weinkoop. Yeah, you're right. Well, again, the Chinooks will only play the Oilers one more time the rest of the season. That'll be in just under a month, 4 days before it being a month, basically, on the 20th of July. So, Wyatt, you want to run through the next few games for us for the Chinooks on the schedule?
Yeah, after tonight, the Chinooks will play 3 more games at home this week. Tomorrow against the Pilots, and then the next 2 against the Bucks on the 26th and 27th. That Wednesday, I don't remember the name of the theme night, but they've asked that fans bring out canned goods to be donated. And then Thursday is our military appreciation night, so we're going to have a lot of festivities around that. So come out and support the Chinooks on Thursday.
Well, again, Wyatt, how do you think it went? Your first broadcast ever.
It's been fun. I've enjoyed this, so I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
And the Chinooks won. So,
yes, of course.
a 6-5 win. Chinooks start a 1-game winning streak and pick up their 6th win of the season. They are now 6-11, and the Oilers fall with their 11th loss of the season. They are now 7-11. So the Chinooks still a half game behind at 6-11. And the Chinooks look to take a 1-game winning streak into tomorrow against the Pilots here at home at 7 o'clock. Tune in then. My name's Josh Salem, joined with Wyatt Wewell. The Chinooks win 6-5.